Have you ever read the Bible and wondered if the places mentioned are real? For millions, the Bible is a source of spiritual guidance, but it's also a historical document filled with stories that unfolded in actual, physical locations. What if I told you that you could walk the same paths as Abraham, David, and Jesus? Today, we're embarking on an incredible journey to explore 18 biblical landmarks that you can still visit. From ancient cities to sacred mountains, these sites have withstood the test of time, offering a tangible connection to the events that have shaped history. So, grab your virtual passport, because our adventure through the ancient world starts right now. Our first stop is the Western Wall in Jerusalem, also known as the Wailing Wall. This is one of the most sacred sites in Judaism. It's the last remaining outer wall of the Second Jewish Temple, which was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. Millions of people from all over the world come here to pray, placing written prayers into the cracks of the ancient stones. It's a powerful and humbling experience, a place where thousands of years of history, faith, and longing converge. You can feel the weight of centuries just by standing in its presence. Next, we journey to the Sea of Galilee. This isn't a sea at all, but a massive freshwater lake in northern Israel. For Christians, this place is brimming with significance. It's where Jesus is said to have walked on water, calmed a storm, and delivered the Sermon on the Mount on a nearby hill. Many of his disciples were fishermen from this very lake. Today, you can take a boat ride on its calm waters, visit ancient fishing villages like Capernaum, and imagine what it must have been like to hear Jesus teaching on its shores. From the shores of Galilee, we head south to the ancient city of Jericho. Believed to be one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, Jericho is famous for the biblical story of its walls tumbling down. While the original walls from Joshua's time are a subject of archaeological debate, excavations have revealed layers upon layers of history dating back over 10,000 years. Visiting the ruins of ancient Jericho, you can look up at the Mount of Temptation, where Jesus is said to have been tempted by the devil. Now, let's travel to the legendary Mount Sinai. Located in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, this is the mountain where, according to the book of Exodus, God gave Moses the Ten Commandments. The journey to the summit is often made overnight, so pilgrims can witness a breathtaking sunrise from the top. At the foot of the mountain lies St. Catherine's Monastery, one of the oldest working Christian monasteries in the world, which houses a library of priceless ancient manuscripts. The raw, rugged beauty of the landscape makes it easy to understand why this place has been considered sacred for millennia. Let's return to Jerusalem to visit the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This church is one of the most revered sites in Christianity. It is believed to be built over the location of Golgotha, the hill where Jesus was crucified, and encompasses the tomb where he was buried and resurrected. The church is shared by several Christian denominations, and the atmosphere inside is thick with incense, prayer, and centuries of devotion. It's a complex and fascinating labyrinth of chapels and holy sites, each telling a part of the story. Just outside the old city of Jerusalem, we find the Garden of Gethsemane. This serene grove of ancient olive trees is where Jesus prayed on the night of his arrest. Some of the olive trees here are among the oldest in the world, with scientific studies dating them back thousands of years. It's possible that these very trees, or their direct ancestors, witnessed the events of that fateful night. It's a peaceful, contemplative place that invites visitors to reflect on the final hours of Jesus' life. Next up is Bethlehem, the town revered as the birthplace of Jesus. The focal point is the Church of the Nativity, built over the cave that tradition marks as the spot where Jesus was born. Descending into the grotto of the Nativity, you can see a 14-pointed silver star embedded in the marble floor, marking the exact location. This church, first commissioned by Emperor Constantine in the 4th century, is a place of pilgrimage for Christians from around the globe, especially during the Christmas season. Let's head north to Nazareth, the town where Jesus spent his childhood. Today, Nazareth is a bustling city, but you can still find connections to its biblical past. The Basilica of the Annunciation is a modern church built over the traditional site of Mary's home, where the angel Gabriel is said to have appeared to her. The lower level of the church preserves the remains of the ancient village, giving you a glimpse into the world that Jesus grew up in. Our journey now takes us to modern-day Jordan, to Mount Nebo. This is the mountain from which Moses is said to have looked out over the Promised Land, a land he was forbidden to enter. On a clear day, the panoramic view from the summit is stunning, stretching across the Jordan Valley to Jericho and Jerusalem. A modern church on the peak protects beautiful Byzantine mosaics, and a serpentine cross sculpture symbolizes the serpent lifted up by Moses in the desert and the crucifixion of Jesus. Back in Israel, we visit the Jordan River. This river is significant in both the Old and New Testaments. It's the river the Israelites crossed to enter the Promised Land, and, most famously, where John the Baptist baptized Jesus. Today, sites like Yardenit and Khazar al-Yahud welcome pilgrims who wish to be baptized in the same river. It's a moving experience for many, providing a direct, physical connection to a pivotal moment in the Christian faith. Let's travel to Turkey, to the ancient city of Ephesus. Once a major Roman port city, Ephesus was an important center for early Christianity. The Apostle Paul lived and preached here for over 2 years, and it is the location of one of the 7 churches of Asia mentioned in the book of Revelation. You can walk down the marble streets, marvel at the incredible library of Celsus, and sit in the grand theater where Paul may have faced a hostile crowd. The ruins are remarkably well preserved, transporting you back to the Roman Empire. Not far from Ephesus is the island of Patmos in Greece. This small, beautiful island is where the Apostle John was exiled by the Romans. It was here, in a cave now known as the Cave of the Apocalypse, that he is said to have received the visions that he recorded in the book of Revelation. You can visit the cave, a site of deep spiritual significance, and feel the powerful sense of history and prophecy that permeates the island. Now for a site of immense archaeological importance, the city of David in Jerusalem. Located on a narrow ridge just south of the Temple Mount. This is the original site of Jerusalem, the stronghold captured by King David over 3,000 years ago. You can explore archaeological excavations, including what some believe to be King David's palace. A highlight for many is wading through Hezekiah's tunnel, a remarkable engineering feat from the 8th century BC, built to secure the city's water supply. Let us travel to the southern end of the Dead Sea to see the geological formations of Mount Sodom. This entire mountain is made almost entirely of rock salt. It's traditionally associated with the biblical story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Near the mountain stands a pillar of salt known as Lot's wife, named for the biblical character who was turned into a pillar of salt when she looked back at the city's destruction. It serves as a stark, natural monument to a dramatic biblical tale. Our next stop is the Pool of Siloam in Jerusalem. recently excavated and open to the public. This is the pool where Jesus famously healed a blind man, as recounted in the Gospel of John. For centuries, its exact location was debated, but recent archaeological work has uncovered the ancient stone steps and the pool itself. To see this site, unearthed after 2,000 years, is to witness biblical history being brought to light right before our eyes. Let's head back to Galilee to Capernaum, often called Jesus' own town in the Gospels. This was the center of his ministry in Galilee. Here, you can see the ruins of a magnificent ancient synagogue built atop an even older one, possibly the very synagogue where Jesus taught. You can also explore the remains of ancient houses, including one that is venerated as the home of the Apostle Peter, over which a modern church now stands. Our penultimate stop is Caesarea Maritima, on Israel's Mediterranean coast. This grand port city was built by Herod the Great and served as the capital of the Roman province of Judea. It was here that the Apostle Paul was imprisoned before being sent to Rome, and where the Roman centurion Cornelius was converted by Peter, a key event in the spread of Christianity to the Gentiles. The ruins are spectacular, featuring a Roman theater, a hippodrome, and an impressive aqueduct. Finally, we arrive at the Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharif, in Jerusalem. This elevated plaza is arguably the most contested and sacred piece of real estate on earth. It was the site of both the first and second Jewish temples, the holiest site in Judaism. Today, it is home to the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, two of the most important sites in Islam. Its history is layered and complex, a place where faiths have converged and clashed for thousands of years, a powerful testament to the enduring legacy of the biblical world. From the prayers at the Western Wall to the ruins of Ephesus, we've journeyed through time, walking in the footsteps of prophets, kings, and apostles. These 18 landmarks are more than just tourist sites. They are living history, places where the stories of the Bible feel incredibly real and present. I hope this journey has been as inspiring for you as it was for me. Which of these places would you most like to visit? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into history and faith.